Shall we get started?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight to our February meeting. At this time, we need to amend and or accept tonight's agenda. We have one amendment, the action item G. Go into closed session for real estate discussions.
Make a motion to accept the agenda as amended.
Support. All right, we have motion and support for the amended agenda. Any more questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Moving on to public comment, which is limited to 3 minutes per person. I don't see anybody tonight, so if we can move on from that. Routine matters, we need to approve the January board and closed session minutes. Do I have a motion?
I motion we approve both sets of minutes.
Support.
All right, we have a motion and support for both sets of January minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Consider general fund invoices for payment. Matt?
I'd like to make a motion that we pay from the general fund $206,111.67, and from food services it's totaling $32,345.98.
Support. All right, we have a motion and support for the invoices. Any questions, discussion on any of our payments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Reports and communications, myself, don't really have much. We did have a foundation meeting here a week or so ago. It seemed it went well, and looking forward to another auction this spring. I forget the date, but April sometime.
I think it's the 18th, I
It's the
believe.
18th.
Is it 18th?
I believe so.
So, other than that, I don't have anything else. Superintendent?
Yeah, I just have a few items, kind of highlight from the agenda there. The foundation auction is April 18th. If you would like to make donations, I'm happy to accept them and keep them in my office for the time being. They're asking for donations before April 1st, so I can make sure that it gets on the flyer for advertising. They'll always accept more, but if you want to advertise, it needs to be on the flyer. Or in by April 1st. Kevin will go over school board committee assignments coming up under action items. Our PA 226 committee is also an action item. This is our health education, sex education committee that will meet as community members, parents, staff on there. The important thing about this committee is we have over 50% of the committee, 50% or more are people not employed by the district but are parents in the district. So we have clergy members on there as well. If you recall, the state introduced new health standards, health education, sex ed standards. A lot of those were recommendations, not required, but we thought it would be a good time to review this with our committee and present that to the board here in a couple of months. We need to have at least two committee meetings for that. 26-27 school calendar is coming up for a vote tonight. This has already been approved by the union. Just a couple of notes on there. Very similar to this year's calendar. We will have to ask for a waiver from the ISD, which is not an issue. I already talked to the ISD superintendent about that. Christmas break would be 2 weeks again this year. The ISD is not having that long. It just falls better for our exams and when we start the year. Now, everyone don't get used to 2 weeks because as Christmas starts to move throughout the week, it's not gonna make sense for us to do that. Another note is spring break is a week earlier next year than it is this year. So be mindful when you're making your reservations that could fall into basketball playoffs, as it has in the past. Along with that, we will have on the agenda to reschedule the March 9th board meeting to March 16th. This should avoid girls and boys basketball playoffs for that. That Monday would be open for that. 27L, bonus payments. This is money that was set aside by legislation to be given out to staff as compensation, which we had to be negotiated with the unions. We have that all set up and ready to go. If approved tonight, we'd like to get that out on our February 20th payroll to that. That would include all staff. We will pay some of the staff on the general fund that could not be paid out of this. You'll also see that there's contract amendments for food service and GSRP, and that's just so that we're able to use that funding to pay for their bonuses for that as well. So, and that was all that I had.
Any questions for the superintendent? Our business manager, Taylor.
Not a whole lot more to update on from what was in my report. I will let you know that Mr. Aikman and I discussed a timeline for our spring amendment, and right now we're thinking of bringing that to you in April. That will just give us a little bit more time to get some great information wrapped up that we'd really like to see in that amendment. And aside from that, before we know it, we're gonna get ready to start preparing for next year and taking a look at what we are looking at, so.
Okay. Any questions for Taylor?
I just had a question. I'm not sure I understood something. At the top of the sinking fund sheet that you gave us, so do I look at this right? It says the 25-26 sinking fund revenue, the 389,000 now, that is 2025 levy that we're collecting in 2026? Is
Yeah,
that right?
that's what we're collecting right now in this.
So they're paying, not early, but that basically is our 2026 sinking fund money, right?
Yes,
Yeah, okay,
for this.
that's what I
month,
thought, okay.
All right, anybody else have anything? Very good, thanks, Taylor. Principals. Mr. Wisner.
We have a couple things going on, or a couple things in the works too. McBain Active Kids started today, so our 1st through 4th graders did that in the gym with Mrs. Cucci and Mrs. Sluter, and they planned all that, and I believe that our girls basketball team, or teams, helped with that, and I think they volunteered to do that, so we appreciate them doing that. The kids like to see them in that capacity, and they do a nice job of wrangling, if you will, and guiding them through their activities. So we're just thankful to be able to do that. Tomorrow, kindergarten and 5th grade will have their event. We have a parent event coming up in March because March is reading month, and so we'll be doing pastries with parents again. And we'll do that on 3 separate Fridays, and we do kindergarten, 1st grade. That'll be March 6th, where they come in early. They come in at 7:30 to have breakfast with their parents, and then 2nd and 3rd grade will be the 13th, and then 4th and 5th will be the 20th. So we always have a really good turnout for that, so we're looking forward to that. Makes parent drop-off really interesting, but Mr. Aiken doesn't mind, so it'll be fun. And then I think the other thing is Taylor and I met recently to go over our title budget and figuring out carryover and everything, and so we're figuring out what else we can do to support our students through title funds for the rest of the year.
All right, thanks, David. Mr. Finstrom.
All right, couple quick updates. Wednesday, our 7th and 8th grade choirs head down to festival. We're excited to see how
well they do. It's a little bit more chaotic as Mrs. Neverth is the director for the Michigan Festival Group. And so she's gonna be there already running the program plus supporting our kids. So we're excited to see how that goes. Student Council is making plans for May 15th for our middle school formal dance, which is always a highlight in spring. And congratulations to Oren Bragg for getting 3rd place in the math counts competition, and Leah Dottie for getting 4th place in the math counts competition. They were down to Big Rapids last week. It's a statewide competition, and both Oren and Leah qualified for the state competition. So they'll be carrying on. So we're quite excited of how well they are doing with that. And our official count tonight, we are at 369 cans of our 1,000 can goal for the Love Your Neighbor food drive for the middle school. So we are hoping to hit 1,000. If we do, we'll have a pizza party for the kids, and the top class will have an extra treat. And 12 kids from the top class will get to come and hit me with a pie. So that is this year's reward to get the cans rolling in. So even if you don't have a middle school student, you are welcome to just encourage that mayhem and drop cans off anyway, so you can give credit to whatever grade you'd like.
Perfect.
And Mr. Aiken, you cannot be drawn. That is.
I'm just gonna ask if I could throw a pie.
I know, I was like, can I throw a pie? I've waited my whole life for this.
You get us over the goal. It might make an
Okay, I'll see what I
exception.
can do. I put go shopping on my list.
So.
Maybe the June board meeting.
Okay,
Yes.
see what I can do.
If we hit 2,000, you can go to.
Okay.
So, but the kids are quite excited about that, so.
All right,
That's awesome.
very good, thank you. Miss Becky is at the ball games tonight, so she did have a report in our packet, so. Moving on to our committee reports. And last month, we met as an executive committee. And I failed to bring my notes with me, so I might need some help here, gentlemen. We did talk for a while about the city water meter. We talked about the 27L payments.
Pulling it up right now.
The committees, didn't we talk about the committees?
We could, what's that?
The committees, like the, who's gonna be on what committees or was that?
Scott and I met
Oh, sorry.
and discussed that a couple weeks ago.
That's basically stuff, this is stuff we talked about. I think you've covered quite a bit of that.
Yeah,
The 35M curriculum monies for the
Yeah,
reading program.
yep,
Did the bonus money, kind of the same
PA
stuff we
226
talked about,
calendar.
Oh.
or gonna talk about.
yep. And then the PA 226
Yeah.
committee, so. That was our committee report, and I believe that was the only one that met last month, so,
We have a sinking fund committee meeting tomorrow night at 7.
okay. MASB update, anything going on, Ken?
Just a few things. Last meeting, I think, was we did a nomination for the board of directors. And my term ends in March, and there was nobody filed against me, so, and there was no write-in provisions, so I think that's pretty much a dead seal deal.
That's great.
We had a January board meeting. It was kind of uneventful. Tomorrow morning, we have a executive committee meeting with MASB. One of the things that we do, we have this financial assistance program where if there's a school district that needs services, whether that be policy work or superintendent search or something like that, they can apply for financial support from the association. So we're gonna look at that tomorrow morning. There's a school district applied, and they probably get 5 or 6 a year, where primarily to do superintendent searches, they need some financial help. So I'll do that tomorrow morning. I think next Monday or Tuesday, I'll be in Lansing for a resolution bylaw committee meeting. Coming up educationally, there's going to be a spring and summer conferences, but I do not know where they are. Last year, the spring one was on Mackinac Island. I don't think they'll go back there again. They tend to do that just every now and then, it's kind of a special event. I don't know the location of those, as of this point. And then October 14 through 18 is the, annual leadership conference in Lansing. Legislatively, the only thing that they've fed to me is some talks about some change in schools of choice. That's kind of on the horizon. Kind of tightening up, schools of choice options. So, as I understand it, like we would not be able to accept a student or deny a student based on any behavior records or anything like that. We would not have the option to not accept, as long as we had a posted opening, we would not be able to exclude based on history. So, and I don't know if that's gonna serve I think it's in committee, so.
That sounds
Let's
not
see,
like a good idea.
24th of February, there's a educational opportunity in Farwell. I was pretty happy with this. They're starting to bring some services more north. So on the 24th of February, there's a opportunity in Farwell for a CBA class. It basically centers about how to carry the message for public schools, how to encourage public schools and that kind of stuff. So I was glad to see that. Denny, I did some research into your question from last month.
Thank you.
It took quite a while. Our main lobbyist has been out on leave, but she finally got back to me about an hour before the meeting. What she tells me is that MESB, originally we fought against the bill only because it was not funded. What she tells me is that they put language in the bill saying that we only had to do it if the state funded it. That's what she told me today, and based upon that, MESB went neutral. So, that was their perspective. From their perspective, it was not dead mandatory, it was highly encouraged, but, so that's the reason, okay? I think that's probably about it.
Can I add just one thing about the legislation is cell phones. Looks like that's gonna pass the cell phone ban during instructional hours. Last I heard, it's sitting on the governor's desk waiting to be signed, so. Mrs. Rodenbaugh, it'll mostly affect our high school kids. Mrs. Rodenbaugh's been already communicating to students and staff about that. As soon as it's passed, we'll start communicating to parents to get ahead of it, so. Can make it more strict. Right now, I believe what passed was it's sitting during instructional time, unless used for classwork, and then can be used during passing times and lunchtime. So we're not sure what we're gonna recommend yet, so want to see what it's actually written out as, so.
Legislatively, it's been a little bit quiet.
Yeah.
Compared to other years, there hasn't been a lot going on.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Are they, so the marijuana thing went to court, right?
The tax,
Yeah,
that's what I heard, it's in court, yeah.
that'd be interesting when that all flushes out.
Yeah.
I don't need one.
All right, I guess Ken's done, and we can move on to our action items. First one is action item A is school board committee assignments. I just passed out where everybody is at, and hoping that everybody's okay with how that's written and where you're at.
You know, y'all can't be on the policy committee.
I know,
Okay,
so
sorry
glad that
about-
I'm still
sorry
there.
about that.
So glad. That was the best summer of my life.
We laid the foundation.
We did a lot of the
We
legwork.
laid the foundation. Make a motion that we approve the committee assignments as presented.
Support.
All right, we have motion support for their committee assignments. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Alright. B, reschedule our March 9 board meeting to March 16, 2026 at 6 PM.
Motion.
Support.
Motion support for changing our March board meeting.
I will not be able to attend that. I will be out of the country,
Okay,
so just letting you know.
okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? C, PA 226 committee as presented, Health Ed Committee.
So moved. Support.
Motion support for the Health Ed Committee as presented. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? D, the 26-27 school calendar.
Motion?
Support.
Motion support for the 26-27 school calendar as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? E, the 27L bonus payments.
Make a motion that payments be approved.
Support?
Motion support for the bonus payments, which did include Mr. Acom.
Yes.
Upon further instruction.
Thank you.
Yes, it should.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Contract amendments for the DSRP staff and food service.
Motion.
Support.
Motion support for the contract amendments. Any discussion or questions on
And this
this?
was tied to the bonus payments, right?
It was,
Scott?
yes.
Okay.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? G, go into closed session for real estate discussion.
Supposed to do a roll call vote for that, for closed session.
Roll call vote.
Motion. Support.
Motion support. Denny.
Yes.
Doug.
Yes.
Karen. Kevin. Yes. Ken.
Yes.
Matt.
Yes.
Karen, or Becky.
Yes.
All right. 6:22.
motion, we return to open session?
Support?
Motion support to return to open session. Danny?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Yes. Ken?
Yes.
Matt?
Yes.
And Becky?
Yes.
All right. 6:36.
Who seconded it? Who supported the motion?
Ken and me.
Just that one.
Ken and Doug. Moving on to public comment, seeing none, I believe we can move on to, board roundtable. Anything from anybody?
I just have one comment on the auction. Do we want to do similar to what we did last year? As a board providing a donation?
That'd be a good idea.
I'm good with whatever.
Okay.
I got some things I'm going to donate, but that, I'm glad
Okay,
I
are you still
participated.
okay with that then?
Oh,
Like, I just-
absolutely,
Okay,
absolutely, yeah.
I'm good if you're setting it up.
I am. I'm just asking if maybe Karen and I can do it together, but if you're, I just wanted to ask that because I thought that was a very nice thing
It
last
is,
year.
I think
So
people appreciate it.
I enjoyed doing that. I felt it was a good thing to do. So, okay, thank you.
And they're planning on giving out over 155,000 in scholarships this year.
That's amazing.
All right, anything else?
I make a motion to adjourn. Support?
Motion support to adjourn, all those in favor say aye.
Hi.
I gotta talk to,